favorite segment, as always. We don't have Danny here. Rolling her eyes. Jesus Christ! I thought we grew past that. I thought we were adults now. Boo. Well, Kimmy has finished a lot of you guys' least favorite arc in One Piece.
Yeah,
Fishman Island, and it seems like you didn't hate it.
I enjoyed it. Honestly, I think this has been the most serious aspect of. This has been the most political arc of One Piece, and a lot of people didn't like it because it didn't make sense to them, or they found it boring, or one aspect or another. But I actually connected with it a lot because I can actually see how it connects to the world of this day, and it's wild. So I know a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, I didn't like the Hody storyline and da 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 da," but the whole reason. So for those of you guys who don't watch One Piece, basically Fishman Island, there's these fish people, exactly what it sounds like. There's a lot of mermaids, fish people, all different kinds of fish breeds, whatever. So the Straw Hats go to the Fishman Island, and it's basically the whole premise is that place is supposed to be like a pit stop on the way to where the Straw Hats are going as a new world. But a lot of people have feelings against humans in general because humans have been evil toward their kind, so it sucks. People are racist. That's essentially it. People are racist. And so they're like, I don't know if we should fuck with the humans anymore. Like, some of them are cool, but I don't know. Some of them are really shitty because also there's human trafficking now. And they're like, they honestly take a lot of our people and they sell them off, and that's really fucking evil. But in this arc, there's a whole backstory of, hey, there used to be a queen that used to really advocate for the humans. And she was like, hey, listen, just because some humans were evil, not all of them are evil. Some of them are racist, but not all of them are racist.
Queen Orihime.
Orihime, yes. So she was like, you cannot have this hatred within your heart and pass it on to the children if we want to create a better world where we can all live together in harmony, like the Avatar. But a lot of the fishmen have dealt with it. Like, some of them were sold into slavery. They were slaves. They had to break out of that. It's like a really traumatizing experience, and it has to come back and be like, look, I'm not fucking with the humans, but I understand not all of them are the same. Not all of them are evil. So, but being able to see that perspective and see like, wow, this connects with a lot of the experiences that black people and slaves and all other kinds of brown people have dealt with in their whole lives. That's something really, interesting. So it's wild to hear, some people say, I don't connect with anything in One Piece. That's especially as a person of color.
I just, it's just, I just can't, nothing really connects with me in it.
It's like, there's no way.
We're on the same earth, nigga. What are you talking about? I'll take it out.
No. Keep it. I honestly, I wish our reactions were in that. Maybe in the bonus.
No, it's in the bonus.
It is?
Yeah, the back and forth. But like, you can't see every angle.
I wish. Oh my God, that's what they should have put in there. Anyways, but yeah, so this, honestly, it really is. This is like One Piece, the politics, the politics arc for sure. Because literally half of it is like, hey, no, we have to be nice. We have to try to make nice with the humans. If we get everybody together and sign this petition, then we can actually go up and, be with the humans and, explore and get out of our little bubble. We can expand ourselves. And then the other side is like, no, fuck these humans. They are evil and they are very racist. Do not mess with them. Like, there's no point. And then, so much of that hatred is growing in the community and everything. So many people get so mad that like, oh, Hody's storyline didn't make any sense. Hody ties back to what the queen was saying. They're like, if you bring the hatred to the children, it's going to stay there. And it's generational trauma. It's going to trickle down and it's going to continue and they won't even know why. And people are surprised that's exactly what happened with Hody. They were like, oh, nothing even happened to him. Because I thought, my theory while watching, I was like, yo, he's going to have like a human mom or a human dad. And that's why he was
going to be
so
something way
traumatized.
deeper.
I thought it was going to be super deep. And it turns out the big surprise is he's like, they were like, what did the humans do to you for you to hate them and torture them and, you know, kill them and do all these things? And he's like, nothing. They didn't do shit to me. I just hate them because I hate them, you know?
That's all I know.
That's all I know. Yeah. Because that's generational trauma that happens. And I was explaining it in stream because people were like, I don't know, he just seems real stupid that he just hated to hate. I'm like, I understand that. But this way is different. I was like, I know I have a lot of gripes with like people when we talk about like Dio as a hater. And the reason I don't like him as a villain is that he was just hating to hate with no reason. Yeah, that's a true hating to hate for no reason. Hody has a reason. Generational trauma is very serious. So the fact that I was like, okay, we saw what happened with Tiger and he was sold into slavery. He went through all that. Okay, great. Then it goes down to Arlong and he's like first, you know, second generation trauma of like, fuck these humans. They did all this crazy shit to me and my fam. They did this and I hate them. Like,
that's why he does everything to Nami's Island for the most part.
Exactly.
Which is like recontextualizes, even though he still ain't shit, right? But it's like Oda's like giving from way later in the story, he's kind of being like, yeah, but this is like why he also like treated them like that.
Exactly. So we're seeing like there's a reason for that. And then it goes even farther down the line to the third generation of like, they've been listening to all this hatred. They've grown up and all that. He grew up in the hood. He grew up with all the hatred for these. Yeah, he grew up in the hood. He grew up in the hood.
Like Hody Jones is from the Bronx.
Yeah. Brooklyn.
Oh, wow. What? That's crazy. You better claim that.
No, I think I'm good.
You see his shirt was open? That's you. That's y'all.
That's y'all guys. Either way.
Fine, from Staten Island. No, I'm joking.
Nobody want to be from Staten Island.
That's crazy. Yeah. Plus, like all the races over there, so he's not from Staten Island.
Yeah, no. That's where all the racist people are. So, sorry,
lost track.
Anyways, but yeah, so it's just like there's a reason that he hates to hate. You know, like there's people out there that like intentionally from the South intentionally stay segregated because of all the shit that white people did to them. Yeah. So it's not crazy to see a villain go through the same thing. Yeah. So it's honestly, I was very intrigued. I was locked in. I was like, wow, this is actually wild. And I was just so happy. I called it from the beginning. I said the second that I saw that the queen was killed and I saw Hody was up there, I was like, oh, he did it. He did it instantly. Instantly, I knew. And like the sniper was a human.
Stand user?
Yeah, I was like, the sniper was a human. Yeah, bullshit. I was like, he made him do that for sure. I was like, that was absolutely Hody. So I was glad I was right on that aspect. Even if I was wrong about Hody's backstory, I'm fine.
What do you think about, I guess, Fisher Tiger and the whole and Jinbei's kind of part in this arc?
Very interesting because it's really you can try going above and beyond for these people. You know, Tiger's Eye, is it?
Fisher Tiger.
No, Fisher Tiger. Sorry.
You're thinking about
I am Sailor Moon. I'm thinking Sailor Moon. Fisher Tiger, yeah.
Just think about Fisher Price.
Yeah. So Fisher Tiger is the one that got sold into slavery. And he, even besides that, he went above and beyond. It was like, you know what? We're not killing humans. We're going to be just as bad as they are. He literally rescued this little girl and was like, yeah, you know what? I will take her back and we're going to make sure she's safe. Even if she was crazy traumatized by her slavery. Oh, that was so sad. And he was like, look, you're not going to die. We're throwing away the gun. We're not going to kill you. We're going to take you home. And the humans still did them dirty. And it was so sad.
All this work. And what did it get?
Truly. And he was like, no, I'd rather die than have the blood of humans within my body. I do not want to be alive owing one of them. And that was so sad because I was like, what are you going to do? You can't deny that for him.
Especially with like how the arc like kind of ends later on, having like, you know, Jinbei and Luffy have their moment too. Like Oda's cooking with gas in this arc, bro. Like,
yeah, the fact that you literally, the whole entire island sees, Jinbei's making his effort and he's saving Luffy once again. Because he did it the first time and nobody watched. So he's like, no hesitation. Yeah, I'm going to do it again. Yeah, Luffy, take my fucking blood. Take my blood.
Yeah.
I want you to live.
Because having the message at the end of the day is like, yeah, they all have the same blood at the end. Like they literally still have the same type of blood. They can still share it. So it's like there's not that much different about them, which is like the same about the real world.
The real world.
I mean? So
we all got a skeleton inside, guys. We all bleed red.
How'd you feel about the celestial dragon portion of the arc?
Oh my god, I'm no better than the rest of them because I was like, kill this man, kill him. I was like, torture him, pull him apart. I don't care.
She said, you know what, guys, I'm no better.
No, I said I'm absolutely no better. I'm not on that royal crew. I was like, nah, that was your slave guy. We're taking him apart bit by bit. I'm ripping off your eyelashes. I'm taking off your toenails. I am pulling you apart.
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Christ.
Like, the shit that they do to slaves is egregious.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely know if that, like,
And he's the one who freed Boa and Fisher Tiger.
Yes, exactly. Fisher Tiger was the one that freed them. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's beautiful. I'm so happy. So the fact that, like, the celestial dragon was there and like he was just like the fact that he had the audacity to be like, get your nasty asses and pick me up and make me better. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, I literally was so sure they were gonna kill the queen. I was like,
yeah, you thought she was gonna when she went up
yeah.
there. So when she
I
came,
was like, she's not coming back. They're gonna fillet her ass. I was like,
Fillet!
they are gonna fillet her. They're gonna sell her off. They're gonna cut her to bits. They're gonna eat her. And then actually, I don't know if you were on the stream with me, but I went into that whole segment of because they were like, oh, that's kind of racist because you're saying they're gonna fillet her. I was like, no, you don't understand. White people will eat anything. I said they eat mummies. I was like, actually, and I had to give a whole educational aspect of like, hey guys, if you actually never knew, cannibalism is actually a thing that happens many a time in American history. And clearly, as what we found out from earlier this year in the Epstein files, cannibalism is unfortunately still alive and well. If you guys never heard of the book called, what is it, The Delicious Negro?
Never heard of it.
Oh, well.
Damn.
There's actually The Delectable Negro. So it's unfortunately this book that talks about the history of black people and how white people would serve them up, essentially. And every bit, who's the guy from the Black Panthers that they like, Till?
Well, Emmett Till's not from the Black Panthers, but he was just somebody.
Oh, sorry. He was a revolutionary leader that they cut down.
Nah, not Emmett Till.
Am I thinking the wrong person?
There was Fred Hampton, and there's also like Malcolm X. That also.
Who was the one that they turned into a bag?
I don't know. Emmett Till was a little boy that just like they lied and said cat called a white woman.
Yes, that's not the wrong.
And they,
okay,
like threw him down a river and beat the hell out of him.
So I'm thinking of the wrong man.
Yeah.
But so basically there was a man who was a really big leader in, I'm pretty sure he was the leader of the Panthers, if I'm not wrong.
Somebody fact check.
Either way, someone fact check that, please. But he was turned into, they took every part of his body and they, unfortunately, sorry for the squeamish people, but I will briefly discuss this because this is irrelevant. But yeah, they took off his skin, they tanned him, they turned his skin into oils that they could keep. They turned him into a bag, a leather like bag, which is crazy. They used his bones. Some people had his skull as like a trophy. Like, it was really, really fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And there's a long history of them like taking slaves as body parts and using it for furniture. Like, this is something that happens. And so that's why I was like, seeing like the slave trade in One Piece is actually like really scary, because I'm like, yo, they're really connecting to the real world.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening. So I was like, yeah, no, the fact that I'm saying they will fillet her and eat her, it still happens to this day. So this is, I had to educate some people, but yeah, that still happens out there.
And then bro ended up actually letting her come back. And he kind of did the right thing.
That was wild. He really, like, she really
threw you for a loop. You was like, oh, let me surprise.
I was full ready for her to have died. I was like, no, she's cooked. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I knew she was gonna die. I just didn't know how. So I was like, no, that was it. They're gonna come back and be like, wow, we took that L. R.I.P.
Yeah. What'd you think about Shirahoshi's character, the ancient weapon Poseidon?
Very interesting in the way they did it. I do love it. Of course, like, baby soft girl grows up to be, big weapon type, but like keeping her soft heart. Very well done. Yeah. Very well done.
All right. Well, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Sanji's still your number 2.
He is.
And you fought through the trenches of Fishman Island.
That
right?
was rough. Guys, Oda and Toei, why would you do this to my man? Why would you do this to him? Oh my God.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Like people like
bad.
And he don't make it for a lot of people when they're in their ranking through this arc, because, and I understand why, right? I don't even argue with them, right? I'm just like, you know what? I get it. I totally understand.
I get it.
But I'm gonna stick beside him. I'm gonna stick beside him, bro. Like, I'm just like, it's not Sanji's fault. It's Oda's fault.
Yeah, really. Oh my God. Like, look how you massacred my boy.
Like, why make it part of the plot?
It really, from what I realized, is that like all of like the mangakas who put like a super perverted characters, they're putting their inner selves in there.
Oh, 100%.
1,000%. They all say it.
All gooners.
They're like, no, I put my inner, like, that is me. That I put my self-insert in there, and he's just expressing the parts that I can't.
But it's just like, why does it all have to be allocated to Sanji?
All of it to Sanji?
Like, we can't spread it out a little bit? Like
okay. Brooke is already out there, guys. I'm already tired. Like, and the fact that, I hate that too. I'm like, that there's two perverts out here? Come on.
Well, at least he's just asking for panties. Like, that's it, right? They got some. This thing was bleeding to death.
Bleeding to death was egregious. I was like, bro, be so fucking for real. Like, Chopper was sweating. He was like, no, don't turn around. I can't lose you, Sanji. I don't have any more blood. Please, I can't save you again. I don't have anything for you. Oh my God. The way he was crying was killing me. Oh my gosh.
What'd you think about, I guess, the actual island of Fishman Island? You finally made it, right? After all these arcs, right? You know what I mean?
The actual island was beautiful. Love the concept. I love all the cute little mermaid girls.
I know you like Little Mermaid, so I knew you was going to enjoy the setting at least. You know what
Atlantis,
I mean?
guys. Yeah, it was beautiful. Atlantica, sorry.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. Loved it. Very creative. I wasn't expecting the shorty that could tell the future. I wasn't expecting her to be
Madam Charlie.
Yeah, Madam Charlie. I wasn't expecting her to be Arlong's sister. She a baddie, little shark baddie.
Y'all don't even look alike.
Yeah, they don't.
Like that.
Yeah, they don't.
You thought one of the brothers of the king was alright.
Yeah, he was alright. Cause you know what? I was like, I've seen before I even started One Piece. I've seen like really cute fan art between him and Nami. So I was like, is this gonna happen? But they barely interacted. So
Nami's gay at this point, bro.
I know. Yeah.
Or maybe at best asexual. Maybe she's just not into nobody.
No. She's definitely into girls. I saw that aspect when we were with the ropes. With the
Khalifa.
Yeah, Khalifa, when she was like, damn, that girl looks so sexy. I was like,
that could be my. I could have.
I was like, she not beating allegations. I saw the way she looked her up and down. She was like,
there are people that ship her with Vivi.
I see that a lot. I get that on my feed now. So
I think for me, I'm just
cute.
like, I don't know. I think it's just I think it's too sistery for me.
I don't think so.
Their relationship. I'm like, it almost feels incestual.
No, not for me. I see it. Because they had a lot of really cute moments. She's like, no, come over here. And especially in like the live action, I'm like, oh yes. Yeah. And so I see it. But obviously Vivi has to leave. So
you still on the Robin train?
Oh, absolutely. Robin for life, baby. We in there. Oh my gosh.
I know you had to adjust to Frankie's news is on, but at least he's still the same in here, man.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate that he at least does the effort of popping out with new hair every now and again, and he's not just completely shaved. Which, guys, I promise you, black people still look good with bald hair. I just don't like Frankie with bald hair, okay? I'm telling you.
You're so fucking crazy.
Oh my God. They were like, she don't like anybody with blonde hair. I was like, okay, well.
Let me change it.
I was like, look, most bald head white dudes are like, crash outs from the military or psychotic meth heads. So like, there's very few people that can actually pull off a regular buzz cut. So
I think for some people watching Fishman Island, like their issue going into it is that they felt like everything was so hype prior. You know what I mean? Going from Sabaody, then you go to Impel Down, right? And then you go to the Marine 4, and then you watch Post-War, and then like you get the Straw Hats back. Like the kept on escalating, and they felt like Fishman Island to them felt like a big nosedive of momentum. You know what I mean? With stakes and things like that. It was like everything was so peak, and like we could just get this, right? Like we didn't struggle to really beat anybody because like Fishman Island for the most part is really just a flexing contest for the Straw Hats, just to show like how strong we are.
Exactly.
Like,
It's showing off the new moves.
So like, I'm like, listen, it's fine. We got a lot of lore, a lot of story. You know what I mean? You learn about
world building,
ancient weapons. You hear the name Joy Boy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of lore happening. Nico Robin doing her thing.
I think it was a really good arc to put in between because from what we've seen lately, it's been like big serious arc, and then they'll put like a silly arc right after to like lighten the mood and be like, okay, hey, we have a balance. But instead of adding something like Thriller Bark, it's like a lot softer, but it's like still dealing with a lot of serious topics. So I thought it was the perfect kind of arc to have in between that. Like, okay, we still want to go into something serious, but it's not super insane to the stakes of the war that we just watched. Like, we just watched a heavy war, and then we're like, all right, we got to get the gang back together, and let's see how they react, and we want to show everybody the new powers. This is a good outlet.
Now, imagine if One Piece didn't look the way One Piece looked while trying to tell this same story like that Fishman Island did.
What do you mean? So,
like, a lot of reasons why I think, some things go over people's head is because of the way One Piece looks.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Because
like,
of aesthetics.
Had One Piece looked like Jujutsu Kaisen, this arc would make people way more miserable. You know what I mean? Like if it was the same art style, the same vibes, but with the same themes and everything that happens in the story that's told in Fishman Island.
And it's way more serious.
But if it was JJK, you'd probably be like, this whole thing is making me depressed. You know what I mean?
It would have been depressing.
You know what I mean? Versus like One Piece's kind of skin over that theme makes it a lot more digestible.
It is, yes. He makes it digestible for people, and that's why it's like, okay, it looks all shits and giggles, but like seeing the underlying theme of all of this is actually really wild. So that's why I was like, being introduced to Sabaody in general was like wild, because I was like, he literally dropped a bomb on everything. He was like, racism, classism, human trafficking, drugs, everything like just thrown in there. I was like, hello? Corrupt government. I was like, God damn, all in one? All in one, Oda? God damn. I wasn't familiar with your game.
She's like, I mean, yeah, Eddie's lobbying Water 7, sure.
I was like, yeah, corrupt government, that's, every day, sure. Human trafficking? Getting sold into slavery?
Who hurt you, Oda?
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And someone was saying like, oh, but I don't think it's necessary for some people to tell the story that's not theirs because Oda's never gone through this. I was like, it doesn't matter if he's never gone through it. Other people have gone through this, and he's explaining the story in a way that's digestible to other people so that they can understand what these people went through. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, you literally didn't know a lot of shit that happened with, black people. But look what happened.
It opens the conversation.
It
know
does.
What I mean? It makes it, and this is to tie together even what we're talking about here in One Piece, and also me talking about the Odyssey. People have been saying it way before this movie even come out, and I truly do believe it. Even while I was watching the Odyssey, I was like, watching this movie is like one long ass episode of One Piece, because like I do think One Piece is a modern day Odyssey being made. You think about all the like the giants, right? When we go to Little Garden, and especially in the live action adaptation, looks just like the same scene I was watching in the Odyssey when we was stuck with the Cyclops. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here watching, I was like, didn't I just
played these games before?
I was like, didn't I just watch something like this? And I'm like, oh, this is when Usopp and Nami was stuck in the cave with Dory and Bragi. I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And it's just like, things is on water, crazy shit happening, showing up on islands you have no business being on, finding all this random shit. Like, we're watching a modern day Odyssey. The sirens. And the sirens, you know what I mean? Like, just random water, dumb shit happening, going up reverse 9, like, and nothing is explainable either, right? You just accept the silliness or the chaos for what it is. And I think that, when it's all said and done for One Piece, and it's still going, right? It's one of those series that it has surpassed Batman, and it has surpassed like Superman and all this other stuff. Like, when it's all said and done, when it reaches its end, people are going to be able to look back at this story, I think, the same way they look at the Odyssey. You know what I mean? But yeah, well, what are you giving Fishman Island out of 10?
I think I gave it an 8, no? Yeah. I give it a very high rating. A lot of people were like, ugh, I gave it a 6. Like, they really didn't like the political aspect of it, and they thought it was too boring, but I was locked in. It was very interesting.
That's why when you started this arc as well, I really made sure in the chat, I was like, hey guys, please don't say your opinion on this arc, because I feel like that also happened a lot for most of your journey. So I was trying to course correct it now once we get post time skip, so that nobody tells you how they feel about the arc before you get to finish it.
That makes
like
sense.
Everybody was just telling you like, oh, I love this arc. Oh, I hate this arc. Oh, and then you were like only one episode in, you're like already hearing all these
That's
opinions
true.
already. Whereas like I tried to make sure you were isolated for Fishman Island, so that when I did tell you that everybody hates it, you were like, what? You were confused.
Yeah, no, I think that came out really well. So I appreciate you for that.